My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to walk through all of our bets for UFC Vegas 49, Islam versus Green. We're going to give you our best bets. This is what we did with our actual money, and I got a whole bunch of money in here against you, the people in the comment section fighting with me. So I've got those bets. I'll walk through them. If you want $50 free, we are doing a giveaway. Anybody who goes to wewantpicks.com/bets, signs up with one of our 5 betting partners and makes a deposit, we're giving them $50 as a thank you. So head over to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up, make a deposit, let me know after you do, and I send you $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It's that simple. So it's an interesting week. We'll get to this community bit in a second, but let me walk through my other bets. I'm basically all in on Arman Tsarukyan. That's my whole week. So I've got a 2-unit money line bet on Arman Tsarukyan at minus 226. I just think he dominates, absolutely dominates. He's such a nasty wrestler. He's got good enough hands. He's beaten phenomenal strikers before. He's beaten phenomenal grapplers before. And Joel Alvarez is a very good fighter, but I just think styles make fights. And a nasty wrestler like Arman Tsarukyan who just take you down a million times and hold you down, no problem. And let's not forget, Joel Alvarez has a 0% takedown defense and a 0% takedown offense. So he's just hoping that he can throw his legs up when Arman's shooting a takedown or catch something. It's all nonsense. Arman Tsarukyan wins 2 units, minus 226. Then I've got Terrence McKinney at plus money. Terrence McKinney was a JUCO All-American wrestler. He obviously has power in his hands. He's proven that in his last couple of fights. And he's fighting Faraz Ziam, who is a very good fighter, but he's very low volume, hangs out on the outside and takes his time. I think Terrence McKinney's going to get in his face, push the pace, get some takedowns, and dominate that fight as well. So I'll take that at plus 100. The only reason I only put 1 unit on it is because he is still young. And these are big moments, big fights, and I just got to make sure that he's not going to be starstruck and wide-eyed. But skill-wise, I think he dominates. Then I did a parlay. I did this one earlier in the week before the Arman Tsarukyan line moved. I did Islam and Tsarukyan. I did 2 units. I got it at minus 190. But I think it worked itself out because at the time, Tsarukyan was minus 300, but Islam was minus 6. Now Islam's like minus 8 or 9. It's something absurd. So I got that at minus 190, 2 more units there. And then the rest of these bets are against you. I came on here. I did hours of research. I break it down. I give you my pick. I said Arman Tsarukyan wins. Joel Alvarez is good, but he's got no takedown defense whatsoever. And I just think he gets wrestle-effed this entire fight, and that's how he loses. And I said he loses 99 out of 100 times. You people went bananas over that. Oh, my God, how could you say that? That's crazy. It's ridiculous. So I put my money where my mouth is. Here's all the people that bet me. And if you don't pay up, you're banned from the channel. Period. End of story. You made the bet. You pay the bet. If I lose, I'll pay you. No problem. Jacob, this idiot right here, $100. Lawrence Michaels, $50. Chris Toronto, $50. Braden Frazier, $100. We in the clubhouse, $50. And Ishmael, $50. I trust that all of you will pay. Those are all names I've recognized that have been around for a while. So it's the bet. It's all in good fun. Hopefully I'm not paying out $400 this week. It would be rough. I mean, I'd rather give it to you guys than give it to Bet Online. But, hopefully I'm not paying it out. Jakey boy, why don't you walk through your bets? I think I've pissed off enough. Somehow, last piece, the Joel Alvarez army is like, you guys are making it sound like I said anything that was absurd. The guy has a 0% takedown defense. That is a fact. 0% takedown offense. That is a fact. And I said the favorite was going to dominate with wrestling, and you guys went nuts. Nuts. Someone called me fat, and somebody said I was short. I'm 6'3". Anyway, Jacob, you're actually short. You're actually short. So why don't you walk through your bets for UFC Vegas 49?
Well, I think that everyone kind of jumped on you because we found out later that Joel is the lock of the week, and everyone is going to support me, the people's champ, and the lock of the week, 6-1-2 in the last 9 weeks. We're feeling good. Let's start with my girl Josie. We got 2.2 units on Josie to bring back a unit. I love Josie in this matchup. when you guys see her, don't freak out if you guys see the face-offs. If you guys see them in the cage together, Josie is very short. She's going to look like the undersized fighter, but she is a knockout artist. I call her the Derek Lewis of the women's bantamweight division. I think that's exactly what she is, except she's even better fighter than Derek Lewis because I think she's a little bit more well-rounded. But she flatlines people. I think she's going to do the same. I might even look for like a first-round knockout for her as well. But I just took the money line to start. 2.2 units, get a unit back at minus 220. And then we have Joel Alvarez, the lock of the week, plus 192. I put a full unit on that. And remember, my units, it could be $100. It could be $1,000. That could be a $10,000 bet on Joel Alvarez. We really don't know how the units are, but I'm feeling good about him. You mentioned Armin is the favorite, so it is kind of crazy that people are jumping down your throat that much. But I get it because Joel, I think the stat is every person that's ever taken him down has gotten submitted. I think he's got 16 submission wins and 19 wins. So.
3 people took him down. 2 were submitted. 1 he knocked out. I never said Joel Alvarez was bad. Styles make fights. You can't defend takedowns. You're fighting a nasty wrestler. Good luck.
And it'll be interesting to see how, because the last like 10 fights he's missed weight, right? He's came in heavy, but he was still able to fight. This fight he actually made weight. He was a half a pound. He took off the shorts. He made weight. So we'll see if it actually kind of drained him more, or if he prepared himself more. Maybe he doesn't have the strength he normally has in those grappling exchanges.
Could be better,
but he did
too.
make weight.
He could have cut it. He could have cut it the right way,
right?
And it wasn't a dramatic cut. He did it the right way. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows how it's going to affect him? And actually, I didn't know this, but Armin literally said if he doesn't make weight, I'm not taking a fight. So he made weight, thank God. And so we got the fight, and Armin is probably going to lose an arm. You know, that's how it goes. So Bobby Green, I'm telling you right now, my pick is Islam. Everyone's pick should be Islam. But the more this fight goes on, or the more the week plays out, I saw the face-offs today. I think Bobby's going to really surprise people with his wrestling abilities, his jiu-jitsu game, if it turns into kind of a jiu-jitsu game, to be able to get out of scrambles, use jiu-jitsu to get out of scrambles, to get back to his feet. And on the feet, he is going to punish Islam. So I think this is going to be surprising. I took a half-unit flyer at plus 550. I think you can get him for plus 600 now, but it's a little bit of a flyer. Obviously, he's a big underdog, but I think if anyone was ever going to beat Islam, I think it might end up being Bobby Green. We'll see what happens. I think he had to cut like 30 pounds in the last 10 days, so we'll see how his cardio is. But he looked fine on the scales. He looked great, and we'll see what happens. It's just a little bit flyer. I wouldn't recommend betting on Bobby Green, but this is what I'm doing because I'm a big Bobby Green fan. So Joel Alvarez, this is kind of my prop bet for him. The guy's a submission artist. And these odds for a submission artist on a fight that's going to be on the ground. It's going to be on the ground unless, Alvarez could come over and just knock him out in the first 10 seconds. Very possible. It's probably going to end up on the ground. That's where Joel Alvarez wants to be. So I took submission odds, half a unit on each, plus 1,200, plus 1,600, plus 2,000. That seems like pretty obvious to me. Obviously, he showed his striking in his last matchup, but I think he's going to have to rely on his jiu-jitsu in this game, in this fight, because as Angel mentioned, he's going to get taken down, and just whether he can get a submission or not. So I took a half unit on all those odds. The next one, I'm so glad that this fight stayed together. So it's Bahama Mano versus Wrong, and Wrong missed weight. He missed weight by 4 pounds, but the difference between the both of them was 5 pounds. Actually, I think it was like 5.5 pounds. So it was like whether the fight was going to go on, the commission was going to allow it. They did allow it. He's given up 40%, and I feel even better about this bet, under 2.5 at plus 135. I think you can still get it for plus 130. I felt good about it earlier, but now that Wrong has missed weight, I feel even better about it. I think this is my best bet on the for the entire night tomorrow night. So I feel good about that, under 2.5. The next one is a little bit more of a flyer, under 2.5. These guys are so equally matched. I think there's going to be a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of scrambles, and I just assume somebody's going to get caught in one of those scrambles because they're both equally matched, but they're not both great, if that makes sense. So, when you get people like that, they can get caught in some things sometimes. So I think I picked Hernandez in this fight, but I took the under 2.5 at this for plus 150. Only a unit on this because, obviously it's favored to go to the distance. So this is just a little bit of an underdog bet on that.
Yeah, before I move to the next slide here,
no problem.
Joel Alvarez bets are solid. I think he loses. I think he's held down, controlled, and he really has nothing to offer. But those are solid payouts for a guy that is as long as he is. And you worded it well when you said it's going to be on the 100% will be on the ground. So, yeah.
Well, Alvarez could come over, lead elbow, and just knock him, just flatline him. That's possible. And I also called a 9-second guillotine victory for Alvarez as well. I think it's the first shot he's going to try, because he's going to try and pull guillotine on every single shot because he doesn't care if he ends up on his back, right? So I think a guillotine or an armbar, I think is the most likely outcome for an Alvarez win.
Yeah, I looked up while you were talking. I looked up Joel Alvarez wins inside the distance, decision, no action. That's still plus money. So the bookies, even in a safety net bet like that, the bookies are like, nah, he's losing.
It's crazy because it is the vocal minority is very Joel Alvarez. Even when I was watching the weigh-ins, the chat were like, Joel's a lock. This dude's a lock. This dude's. It's like, so now I don't, because anytime I pick a lock of the week and everyone agrees with me, I'm always like, but he's my lock of the week. So here we go. And then my next bet, this is actually the same fight, and this is how I see the fight playing out, right? I think Arman either KOs Gregory if Gregory can't get the fight to the ground early, or if Gregory gets the fight to the ground, he should not easily submit Arman, but he's very, very talented in his grappling. And then after the second round, I can see this kind of just turning into a decision fight where if Arman isn't going to be able to knock him out early, he's probably not going to be able to knock him out late. And if Gregory isn't going to be able to submit him early, he's probably not going to be able to submit him late because we've seen Arman has good takedown defense. He's probably going to have to make Gregory work for those takedowns. So I kind of play both sides on this, put a half unit on the submission, round 1, round 2, and then first round KO for Arman on the other side. And then the parlays, I actually picked against 2 of these fighters. But these are all people that honestly probably should win the fight, right? You're high on Terrence. He's the better wrestler. He also has the knockout power. Wellington, I think he's probably the better grappler and is probably going to turn into a grappling match. That one's a little bit more even, and obviously the odds, I think, are pretty much even. And then Ramiz. Ramiz is definitely the better grappler, although we've seen him not grapple. We've seen him do some stupid stuff. He came in late to weigh-ins. He did make weight. This is short notice. People were saying he looked drained. I thought he looked fine. We'll see how his gas tank holds up. But these are 3 guys that probably should win. And I just kind of stacked them up, just to kind of play with some names here that I didn't pick in the money line and kind of picked opposite of my picks anyway. So plus 397 on that. A full unit. I'm feeling good about this. I have my Twitter right here. You can follow me. I do a lot of live betting. Last week I hit a couple really good live bets. I hit the, I want to say Chiesa, but it wasn't Chiesa. It was who hit the submission, first round submission.
I didn't watch the fights last week, and I was out with
my
my
mind
family.
is a blank. Yeah, my mind is a blank. But the guy that hit the first round submission, it was he has Dawkins. That's what it is. So Dawkins hit that first round submission with literally a second left. I had live bet that for the fight that he was going to hit first round submission, and then I hit the 2 units on the main event as well. So I do a lot of live betting. So if you
and
want
what's
to follow
funny
along,
about that is last week's a perfect example. The bets you did in this video all missed, and then you made up for it 5 times over with your random Twitter bets as you're watching.
Right, yeah.
Fight,
last week, if you watched our betting video last week, you're like, oh, well, that wasn't very good. But I ended up I think, 11 units the night with my live betting. So
yeah, you get a little reckless.
I get a little wild, man. It's a little fun. And I'll tell you, the reason I get reckless, don't ever bet money that you can't afford to lose, right? I mean, that should be a general rule of thumb for anyone. You're not betting your mortgage money to try and pay your mortgage. The units I bet and the stuff I bet is money that if I lose it, it's not a big deal. That's why I can have fun with my bets and get a little more aggressive. So that's some of my betting advice for you out there. Somebody said
a PSA.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Across the bottom, what's happening right now?
Yeah, I'm just
anyway,
saying. Somebody was
bet it all. Don't listen to this idiot. If you guys want $50 free that you could also bet with, go to weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 partners. Make a deposit. Let me know after you do, and I'll send you $50 as a thank you. And everybody who bet me, you better pay up. There will be a shame video. If you don't, we'll see you guys on Saturday for our pre-fight live stream where we build a full card parlay and the members get the money if it hits. So join us at 1 p.m. Central before the fights every single Saturday. We build the parlay, and if you're a member of this channel, you get part of that payout. We'll see you then.